wanted to make a little video. Uh, if you're coming to this game fresh, this is for all my friends, all two of them out there who might one day watch this and might one day play it. I hope to fucking God they do because it really is that good. But so yeah, I've looked for other YouTube videos. It'll be sort of like things you should have known first time around, first time you play it. And I haven't really found one that's they all do the same sort of thing, but they're all none of them are very so comprehensive, and they do waffle on a bit. So I do want to try and make a new game and just talk through some of the early stuff. And hopefully it won't be a long video, but just some of the real basics. So we'll start with a new game, and we'll get into the character select screen. Now, I played Demon Souls as my first uh, go at a sort of a soul, from software game, and I didn't really know what to expect other than that it was hard, really hard. Um, so I chose a knight, and I just thought, well, just be really tanky. Just wanted to bash and slash stuff, and be as strong as I could, really, just to get through the game. I didn't really understand the mechanics past that. So I picked the knight class and then just hid behind my shield and the sword the whole way through the game. So very melee focused. Didn't use any of the spells or any magic or any incantations. Well, barely anything. I might have used some buffs on the swords and stuff, but I got through that game relentlessly. It took me about 70 hours, but I did do it. And just upgrading the weapon, upgrading the sword, getting the heaviest armor, the heaviest shield, and basically being a real coward. I did manage to get a bow, so I could do some ranged attacks, but everything was just up close and personal. So getting through Demon Souls, I saw, knowing that Elden Ring was a similar sort of game, I'd do the same there. So I wanted something tanky. I knew how to play it. I could hide on my shield and just hack and slash at stuff. So I went with the Vagabond. Now, if you see it says triangle down the bottom, show attributes. And these are the attributes you're going to increase as you go through the game. So as you get runes, which is the currency of the game, you get runes by picking up golden coins or mostly killing beasts, baddies, and bosses. And you'll collect runes. And the more runes you get, you can pump into these stats here. So at every level you'll go up. So you might invest in strength, get a stronger character, or you invest in vigor, say, to increase your life. Um, and basically do that all the way through. Now, it wasn't until later on, and I played. This is my first playthrough of Elden Ring was the Vagabond, and I just invested in strength, and later into faith, and started using some of the incantations and some of the spells. I kind of wish I'd known that. I went back through and played Demon Souls again after seeing people saying, if you want to pick an easy game, like an easy mode, if you like, then you go with sorceries because you can do a lot of ranged attacks. Magic in this game is so powerful that trying to be a melee character, purely melee, is really hard. But again, I got through it. But I did start using incantations and stuff. But I wish I'd known that sooner. So on subsequent playthroughs, I've chosen Confessor class. Now, the Confessor, you can see at the bottom there, you start with a decent amount of strength, dexterity, vigor, and faith. And you can see at the bottom your items. You get a sword, a shield, uh, a charm, if you like. I can't remember what they're called, like a talisman sort of charm. So you can start casting incantations and things. Another good class, really early class, would be astrologer. So you can see the intelligence. You get a lot of intelligence. You get a lot of mind, which is your magic power, and you start with a staff as well, and a couple of spells. So a really good starting class as well. If you wanted to sort of become a mage-like character, and again, like using magic's gonna take you quite far in the early game as well. All these characters can be changed up in time anyway as you go through the game. You know, you can lean heavily more into faith or strength or intelligence. And you'll find items throughout the game where you can completely respec your character if you wanted to, you know, you collected some spells and you wanted to change up to a sort of mage-like build. You can completely move some points into other points. Uh, so bearing that in mind, we're gonna go and start. We're gonna go for Confessor. It's just a nice, easy, sort of really all-round starting class. We've got the shield, like I said, we've got the talisman for casting some incantations. We're not going to be doing any of that, especially early game, but we'll do that. We'll type B. We'll go with that. We'll call conf. That'll do. Conf, right. Type B. Yes, 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 yes. Detailed appearance. Let's load one of mine in. Pretty cool. We'll go. Oh, keepsake. This is quite important. So you get a starting item as a sort of gift early on. And what I'd suggest going for, you've got a sort of a medallion, a talisman there. You could use it. Increase. I think I went with that first time because it increases your maximum health points. So I thought, oh, that'd be good, but not really knowing what any of those were. A rune will just give you more runes. We're going to find loads of those out in the world anyway. Probably the most important is a golden seed, and that's going to give you an extra pot right off the bat. Some people will say Swordstone Key, but you can find those out in the world. So I'd say probably Golden Seed's probably the best one to start with at the moment, just to get that extra pot, extra health. So we'll go with that. We'll get a Swordstone Key early on anyway. And then we'll start the game. Did I say first time? Oh my god, it's probably my 8th, 9th, 10th, 15th time. We'll skip the cutscenes though. So I'll pick up that item. Won't worry too much about that right now. And basically, this door, you can't open it right now. In fact, this whole area, you can have a look out the side. That's Stormvale over there. There's no way of getting there yet. We're going to have to die. That door that's locked. Later in the game, you will be able to find a way back to this area. But right now, it's really just getting across the bridge and getting over to the to Limgrave. Now we're going to have to fight this boss. Now you're meant to die here. You can have a go at fighting him. Like that. Come on then. And that's me done. So you have another cutscene now. What's your skip? And here we go, we've got our flasks. Now the flask of Crimson Tears, that's going to be your health restoring flask, and then a flask of Cerulean Tears is going to be your magic restoring device. We've got, well, we've got 3, so we've got 4 at the moment. We're going to take this little tunnel here, this guy will speak to you and you'll say like, this is kind of a tutorial cave, which we'll go through. These trees we're going to need to look out for in the world. There's always a golden seed under them, but why not this one? I don't get it. It's the only one. So this is called a site of grace. This is where you're going to rest up and get all your flasks back. As you see, because we picked up that golden seed, we can add it to a charge to the flask. So we're going to get more flasks now, and we can allocate those flask charges. You can see I've got 4 in health and 2 in magic at the moment. We're not going to really need a lot of magic right now. We haven't got any incantations, so we're going to put 4 into health restore. Now every time you rest at one of these sites of grace, you're going to get all your charges back and you're going to get full health and all that sort of stuff, but you're going to reset all the enemies in the world, so everything you've killed will respawn. But there are also checkpoints as well you can fast travel to and stuff. Spells at the moment we've been given 2. We've got urgent heal, assassin's approach, so they're in our slots. Salt chest, that'll be just where we dump stuff we don't want, and then we're going to make our way through the cave, and it's really just going to teach you a lot about combat, sneaking up behind people, stabbing them in the back with R1. We'll just smack them in the face. Okay, so you raise your shield with L1 and then wait for him to hit you. You can press R2 for a sort of a heavy attack. No, I think you're the only person watching, mate, to be honest. But I was just putting this down for a couple of mates of mine, really, to show them how the game works, because I really want them to play it. But there's definitely things in this game that you wouldn't necessarily know straight away. So I think you could walk around for hours and hours. It took me forever to work out the Ashes of War and stuff. So I just kind of wanted to give them a breakdown of that. Okay, you got jumping attacks as well. Ow. Okay, and then obviously you got a crouch, you can sneak up, get behind people, use the bushes for cover, lock on. I think we got our first boss fight, is it? He had quite a lot of energy, didn't he? And then the first boss fight, yeah, you'll see this is, so the boss fights are always like shrouded behind these fog walls and things. Not always, but most of the time. Really tough boss. Basically just stand your ground. soldier. Incredibly tough boss. But that's alright, we've got some golden runes now. And that's it. As you see, we're just back at the start, so we've just gone through that tunnel, bit of a training tunnel. We can get that item later, but just run up these stairs. So this here, if we picked up that same sword key as our sort of gift item, we could use it at one of these and open this wall to go into this dungeon. We don't have one at the moment, but it's a bit of a high level area anyway, so it'd be pretty tough. So we don't need to worry about that right now. Take the lift up. Open the door, and welcome to Limgrave. Grab this. We don't really need to rest. This guy Vari, we need to talk to him. He's going to tell you that you need to make your way to that Stormvale Castle. That guy down there, don't even worry about him right now. He's way too hard for the level we're at. We're just going to run right past him and make our way up to this church. So the next item we really need is the horse. In fact, at the front of this church, hopefully we can go before he comes back up the hill, that massive knight. Grab this rune. Right. Let's grab this site of grace. So this is the Church of Ella. You'll find yourself coming back here, I do anyway, for arrows and stuff off this merchant. So pick this item up. That's smithing stones. So they're really important items for collecting and then to upgrade your weapons. There's loads of them scattered about the land. You can purchase, I think in the original, before they patched anything, they were really hard to find, and I think from sort of like realised
I am Carly.
that they needed to put a bit more in so you could actually buy some off these merchants, but right now we're going to
goodbye for now.
Purchase a few things we probably want to get. We're going to use that golden rune. What does it give us? 400. So we'll use that. That should take us up to 1,000, right? Yeah, just over.
What is it?
So we're going to buy a crafting item. And we're going to buy the telescope.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Nice.
And then we're going to make our way up through the forest. Doing everything we find. Just to grab those runes. There's another guy here, is he resting? Let's sneak up on this guy. To the old backstab. Now, do you see that light coming out of him there? It means he's going to drop an item. There's another guy here, wandering around. There he is. Yeah, see? So there's some light there, so he's dropped an item. Smithing stone. So he didn't have any light coming out of him, so he's not going to drop anything. There's another guy over there. They don't give a lot of runes, but It's worth taking. Now, we'll run right past this camp, up to those gates. There's another site of grace. So we're going to get the horse. There'll be a cutscene now if you rest here. Skip that.
Have you heard of Asa?
She's going to talk to you. She's going to give you.
You need own to the foot. Then it's settled. Summon me. Ah, I bequeath.
Spectral Steve whistle.
Use it. It will summon torrent. Treat him.
We'll leave here. Now then, on this screen, this is like your hotkeys. You can assign certain things to up, down, left, and right. So we're going to assign the ring to this one. If you see, I can hold triangle down, use a hotkey and summon the horse. Press triangle, it switches to my hotkeys, and I got that ring aside to right. There's another item we need, but we're going to travel back to the Church of Ella now, and we can do this by fast travelling.
This way, tarnished.
Rani would have appeared.
A pleasure to I and the wit. I'd heard tend upon the talk. Thou art possessed.
Important character. A bit later in the game, you can do a quest line, but right now we just
I was entrusted by
run through a dialogue. She'll give us a spirit calling bell. We can summon spirits now.
Tis a bell of course summon them. The spirits now it is that.
And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to press start. We're going to go over to our hotkeys down on the bottom. We're going to assign that spirit ashes. Now there's summon spirit ashes. If I walk outside
Forgive
here,
mine intrusion, tarnished. I doubt we shall again meet. But all the same, learn well the lands between. How long will it be, I wonder, before the tarnished tire of obeisance to the two fingers?
and then she's gone. But you'll catch up with her again later. Now you'll see there that symbol on the left hand of the screen's appeared. That means I can summon those dogs, or those wolf spirit ashes that I've just assigned. Doesn't appear all the time. If we run up now, it'll probably disappear. Oh no, it's still there. But we'll put it to good use now. We'll go back to that campsite. Now if we look on the map, we can see this, it's like a little obelisk kind of thing. As you explore, you'll sort of uncover little bits of fog and stuff, and you might see these kind of little obelisks here, these things. Under these are maps. So there's one down there. On the map we can place a little marker on it. You should see, there it is. It's not very accurate, but... So we're going to take these guys out. As it's dark, their vision's a bit impaired, so they won't see you. The distance is a bit shortened. But we're going to summon these spirits by holding triangle, bringing the hotkey up, pressing down on the D-pad. As you can see, that's used some magic. I can replenish that. This is going to give us some cover, because we're just going to want to grab an item here real quick. Not really worried about taking on these guys. I'm going to run down here, away from these guys, into here. Grab this. That's it, come on dogs. It's So these are my spirit ashes. And then we're just going to cocktail out of it. So that item allows me to put weapon skills onto my weapons, if you like, or shields or whatever. I'll go and demonstrate this now, but we're going to hightail it up this hill. Don't worry about fighting any of these guys. We're going to grab this. Make our way this way. Careful not to go up the path though. Grab this one. We're going to grab our first sword stone key, which we'll need in a bit. Now, important character this.
Everyone who came, only to have their. Did you know? It's quite the.
We read a dialogue. She's going to give you that.
To make me. You're all heading to enticed. Well, that, but I don't have. It's scared. I want to. I'm nothing.
She's going to be able to. She's going to give you new spirit ashes there. So we've got the dogs, the wolves. She's giving us the jellyfish ashes. Later on in the game, she's going to be able to upgrade those ashes. But we want to go this way. We've got a map. There's a little shack here. What we want to get to. So we're going to sell this important ash of war. There's our grey site. Talk to this guy.
Let me ask you something. Are you hearing that? Does your fate, despite the
I don't think you've got enough.
Yes, takes me back. Any interest in all I know? Now's the time.
So, learn skills. We want... Oh, he's just shy. No skill.
Not floating your boat.
If we look at my skills at the moment, I have parry. You can see there on the right. If I press L2, I'm going to parry with the shield. If I take the shield off, I'm going to use my Ash of War, which is now square off. Now that's on my sword. What we want with no skill is we want to be able to put it on the shield no skill. So when I press L2 now, instead of doing that parry on the shield, which I'm shit at, parries, it'll start using the Ash of War on my sword instead. So they're like special moves, if you like. I say in L2. This one he just kind of squares off, and then you press attack with R1, R1, yeah. But they, as you can see, they use a little bit of magic. That blue bar going down. And we can get all manner of different like ashes of war we can attach to our weapon. So if we go rest now, ashes of war, and we can apply. So I only have straight sword, I think. Is it straight? What's that? Storm stomp. So I've applied that. We want to put no skill on that one. It allows us to keep our shield out. Okay, I charged the flask. That's that golden seed we picked up. So we'll reallocate that. We'll put 2 in there. And now, what have I got? Yeah, you see? So I've just changed the Ash of War on that sword. If I put my shield back on though, it's going to do the parry, so we want to get the no skill. So I'm going to need some runes. There we are. What's that? So these little skulls, you can run over them on your horse, pick up a golden rune. That should give me 600 now. We've got to my inventory. Use that. Excellent. And we'll go and buy no skill. Now, obviously, you can keep parry on if you're good at parries. Great. You've got to time it so when someone attacks you, you're going to parry that and then riposte with R1. But I just prefer using the no skill and then putting the Ashes of War on the swords themselves. So we'll change that on the shield. Add no skill. So that means I can be defensive and use my skill on my sword now. So that's Stomp. I'll go back down to Stormhill Shack. Don't worry about the wolves. We're off into these woods. Follow it round. There's a graveyard up here. We're going to grab something. Well, it's 2 items actually. There we are. Up by those red ones. Right. They'll attack us, but we want to get in and out really quick. And it's that item there. The Godric Soldier Ashes. Now these have carried me pretty far actually. Better than the wolves, and better than the jellyfish. Ash of War. Sorry, Spirit Summons. Just really tanky. Good for distracting. I'll grab this off this graveyard as well. Another smithing stone. There's a couple more items we want to get. We're going to go to Wallmaster's Shack. And from here, we're going to go west. Oh, it's not that way. Where the hell is it? This way. Totally lost. There we go. Well, there's a little encampment, but we're just going to jump straight through it. I'm not going to worry about any of this. You can see there's some items there. There's a nice shield in that chest in there as well. We'll carry on down here.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I won't worry about him right now. I'll make a mental note. We're going into unknown territory now, but just follow this. Straight past this guy. There's a merchant there. We don't need him. Run around the graveyard. Down the hill. Grab that one. Now we're going to go into these ruins. But we're going to go around the side. Because there's an enemy in there we don't really want to fight right now. These ones here. So. There it is. You see that dude over there. Now this is where we're going to use that storm soak key we picked up. To open this door. All the turtles. Straight to the other side. Got a talisman. This talisman's great. But one of the better ones in the game. I got to use it all the time. But if we go to equipment, we have a talisman slot. And we can put it on. It raises stamina recovery time. Which is great for rolling, attacking. Your stamina's going to come back super quick. You know, twice as fast as it would without it. Which is really, really useful. That's the green bar at the bottom. Now we need to get down this hill. Because there's something else we need. Let's grab that. These sort of wind, if you like, you can jump down and break your fall. You'll survive it. Yeah, I won't worry about them. Just keep heading down the hill. There's another one there we could use, shortcut. I want to grab this. This is excellent Asher Wall. It's called Sacred Blade. And that's another Asher Wall we can put on our sword. Which I will demonstrate. We want to make it into this church here. Yeah, so those little scarabs dotting around, there's 3 different types. There's like a red one, which if you kill will replenish all your health flasks. There's a blue scarab, which will replenish all your magic. And then there's those kind of whitish ones that usually have ashes of war or other items, weapons maybe, spells. Now see, we picked up a sacred tear, and we picked up a flask of wondrous physic. The sacred tears increase the amount of HP or FP you're going to get back in your flasks. So we're going to want to use that. We'll rest here. We'll go to flasks. So you want to increase the amount we've used in our flask. Yes, that'll put them to a +1 now. And also we picked up the flask of wondrous physic. Now, this, you have 2 slots, and you can pick up these sort of tiers. There's loads of different types. Some will make increase your strength, some will increase your stamina, some will increase your magic power. Loads of different combinations you can have. We're just going to drop that in. We're also going to assign that. No, we're not. We're going to put it in. Have we got our equipment? Yeah, so we got it on our equipment bar now, a flask of wondrous physic. So great for using before boss battles and stuff. There it is. Right, you see I haven't got the map there, but there's a map for this area down here. So we're going to go and grab another bit of Wondrous Physic now. I'll tell you what I didn't do. I didn't put that Ash of Ward on, did I? Yeah. A lot of bears be in these woods, so we're just going to jump up past them. There's the pillar with the map on it. Run past this dude. Up this way is a tree. There's one of the red scarabs, so that will replenish all your health flasks. I'm going to grab that, which is another spike crack the green spill crystal tear, which you can add to our flask of Wondrous Physic. We're going to make our way out of these woods now. I'll show you. So we've got that. Remember I had, I kind of got that Ash of War on my sword. Probably stun people and stuff. Or change it. Ash of War on the sword to that one we picked up off that scarab. Sacred Broadsword. Which make even standard. Just leave it standard. I'll explain that later. Now if I do my L2 now, there we go. And my sword is now charged with holy damage. And there we see after the map. So we've done kind of a bit of a loop round. There's all this to explore. There's stacks of stuff in there. Loads of stuff here, but I'll just go and explain a few more things. So let's go back to the first step. There he is, old Fiery, but we don't need to speak to him right now. So again, where is he? Yeah, ignore that guy. Make our way up here and just explain these things. So these, when you see these statues, you walk up to it, examine, you'll see it starts pointing. Guide and Gatekeeper for those returning to the roots. So he's pointing down there. And what they do is reveal hidden entrances to tombs and catacombs. Where does he look? Where is he? Is he still pointing? Yeah. So it's kind of this way, isn't it? So we're going to have a look. We'll find a door. Another important resource you're only really going to find, you'll find mostly in catacombs. And these grasses, if you like, show you, but these resources are super important for upgrading your spirit ashes. I can find one. Come on. There's one. Grove Walk. So you'll find these in catacombs like this. And you can see another one up there. Look. So they're super important. Also, you can traverse this catacomb dungeon. We won't do it now. Where's that from? Yeah, one up there, you see. So those little glove warts, those little flowers, really important for upgrading your spirit calling ashes. Let's have a look. And what we'll do is change that out, actually. Put those soldiers on. So yeah, you can upgrade those. We'll go back to the first step again. And that's it, man. That's just about exploring. And working the rest out. But yeah, I wouldn't attack this guy. I reckon that'll get you started. Go back, speak to Vari. And he'll get you on the way. But that's really the fundamentals.